All these nonprofit organizations the Westboro Church has protested against. Jason is sending all the donations gathered that day to the organizations in honor of the WBC, and thank you cards from the community will be sent from the organizations to the leader of the WBC, Fred Phelps. Alfred Snyder soon will be able to make his case in the U.S. Supreme Court if of course he can afford the fees that are associated with the filing of the U.S. Supreme Court. Snyder's family has set up a website in honor of Matthew Snyder. The website is www.matthewsnyder.org. Through the website, you can read about Matthew's life, contact our government to give views and opinions, and make donations to help Albert in this time of need to fight against the WBC. Although a vast majority of America is angry and upset with the picketing of the Westboro Baptist Church, lashing out with violence does not help solve the issue. All that violence does is give the WBC something more to protest against. If you as a citizen of this great country resort to violence, you are lowering yourself to their standards. Also, sadly, as long as the WBC has peaceful protest, they are allowed to be there because of their freedom of speech. You, on the other hand, if you disrupt that peace or cause harm, you are just going to be getting yourself arrested, so any type of violence should not be the answer. We discussed what we can do to help fight against the Westboro Baptist Church and its protesters. The WBC has the right of freedom of speech, so how can the Supreme Court go against them? It should be known that even though you have the freedom of speech, which is guaranteed to you by the First Amendment, there are still restrictions as how far your freedom does go. And an individual can be arrested for yelling fire in a crowded theater if there is no fire. This is because even though you have the freedom to yell fire, that action can do physical harm to all those people within the theater. According to an article on Creative Loafing, it is a crime to yell fire in a crowded theater, so why shouldn't it be a crime to yell fag at a soldier's funeral? The agreement is that yelling fire in a public place is dangerous to the physical well-being of all those in the crowd. But Phelps and his followers yelling fag is only dangerous to the protesters' physical well-being themselves. Yelling fire is not the actual crime. The crime occurs when you create the panic. This is because panic leads to desperation, which always leads to physical injury. Usually, the person is charged with inciting panic or causing public nuisance. The same argument can be made against the Westboro Baptist Church, as they are creating a hostile environment. By picketing, most protests have become a battleground for both sides, the WBC and those who protest against them. This causes impending traffic and causing destruction or physical harm to either party. Hopefully the U.S. Supreme Court will rule in favor of Alfred Snyder. Through that ruling, the Westboro Baptist Church would no longer be allowed to picket at the funeral of a military soldier. Clearly this is a controversial issue and will never be totally resolved. Although I hope I have been able to help you evaluate the situation and come up with an informative decision whether to support the WBC or protest against them. Aristotle said, "Anybody can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power and is not easy." This quote is very true in all manners. But in the case of the Westboro Baptist Church, I believe the citizens of our nation are angry with the right group of people at the right time and for the right purpose. Thank you.